Everyone knows about AEW. Well, in this video, AEW decided to give me the register, the vote, and I became the new CEO of AEW. So I'm a fantasy book AEW pay-per-views from November 2021 to November 2022. So if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and let's begin. Now, November 2021, the pay-per-view for this month would be Full Gear, honestly, because that's AEW sense. And throughout November, I would tease someone coming to AEW. Now, who would that someone be? Well, it's none other than the Velveteen Dream, baby. Now, the first thing I would do for this would be to have, like, little sequence on AEW where the program gets interrupted by purple flashing lights. And then the arena one night of AEW Dynamite, Kenny Omega's in the ring. I predict this. He's celebrating the win or whatever. The lights go all purple, and then out comes from under the ring the Dream, Patrick Clark Jr., because that's his name in real life. So he comes out, he challenges Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship. However, Kenny Omega accepts, but it's going to take place inside the Triple Cage. And if you don't know what the Triple Cage looks like, there you go. That's the Triple Cage that AEW would probably use. And at this event, I would have Kenny Omega be thrown off the Triple Cage all the way down to the platform which the ramp would be on. Kenny Omega would be out. Patrick Clark Jr. grabs the AEW World Championship, and he is the brand new AEW World Champion. Now it's December 2021, and AEW is promoting the big AEW Winter is Coming event. And the day before, I think, before the winter season officially begins, AEW announced with this event, Patrick Clark Jr. the over the past couple weeks would celebrate his World Championship win. But Kenny Omega wanted him for the AEW World Championship at Winter is Coming. So, AEW books a Miracle on 34th Street fight for the AEW World Championship, and Patrick Clark Jr. somehow wins this match, because why not? It's January, it's now time for the AEW Beach Break, because Chris Jericho's taking everyone on the cruise, and then the main event would be a pole death match for the AEW World Championship, Kenny Omega versus the Dream Patrick Clark Jr. How I would assume this would go, they put a ring inside the pole, which they had on the boat, and Battle Royale style, throw your opponent over the top rope, land in the water, you win the match, and Patrick Clark Jr. would somehow win this match, because, yeah. It's Revolution, and it's February, and Kenny Omega is really mad because he couldn't get the AEW World Championship off the Dream Patrick Clark Jr., so, what does he do? He beats him down with a barbed wire broom, which is his signature weapon, and he calls out Patrick Clark Jr. for the AEW World Championship. However, this isn't going to be no only match. No, because the same event, 1 year later, a exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Championship. Now, the Dream Patrick Clark Jr. would win this because he would tangle Kenny Omega up in barbed wire that forces him not to escape, pins him, wins the championship, and Kenny Omega explodes from his own death trap. Now it's March, and March has St. Patrick's Day, so it's time for the Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Slam. The main event of that show is going to be Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Patrick Clark Jr., Andrade, and Chavo Guerrero for a lights out match. No championships on the line, and yeah. Kenny Omega and Matt Jackson win this match because the villain's gotta get a win once in a while. And with that win on AEW Dynamite St. Patrick's Day Slam, Kenny Omega has earned himself another shot at the World Championship in a one-on-one contest, no stimulations, and Patrick Clark Jr. somehow wins because I want him to have a I meant to say I want him to have a long title reign, but then the world came out, so lol. It's May, so it's time for the Fyter Fest, and in the main event, it's Kenny Omega versus the Dream Patrick Clark Jr. in a Texas Death Match for the World Championship. This event takes place in Texas, so that's why they have a Texas Death Match simulation. And yeah, Kenny Omega wins this, so he's the champion now. It's June, and it's time for Dynamite Blood and Guts. So Kenny Omega is the champion now, and Patrick Clark Jr. wants his rematch. However, Kenny Omega says he has to beat him at Blood and Guts. But Patrick Clark Jr. says, if we're gonna fight at Blood and Guts, I want to fight you inside Blood and Guts. So yeah, Patrick Clark Jr.'s team consists of Andrade, Chavo, and the Rhodes Brothers, because Cody says, bro, the Bullet Club, the Elite, we were good, and now you've turned it into a horse show. So now we have to beat some sense into you. So yeah, Kenny Omega's team is the Good Brothers and Nick and Matt Jackson. And if The Dream wins, he gets another championship shot, and The Dream wins. So now it's next month. It's July, and it's time to fight for the Fallen, as the main event is Kenny Omega versus The Dream, Patrick Clark Jr. for the World Championship, and Patrick Clark Jr. wins back his championship. So hurrah! Now I have to explain this. AEW Dynamite Homecoming. It's not AEW Dynamite Homecoming. It's AEW Dynamite Homecoming. This would take place in Washington, because Washington, D.C. was where the first Dynamite ever was held at. And the main event would be an 8-man casino ladder match for a shot at the World Championship at AEW All Out. It's Kenny Omega, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Adam Page, and Darby Allin. And Kenny Omega wins because I want to continue that Kenny-Patrick feud. It's AEW All Out in September, and we have a Chicago Street Fight for the World Championship, because AEW All Out takes place in Chicago, and Patrick Clark Jr. wins this Chicago Street Fight. So in October, the special event I have going on is Late Night Dynamite. AEW Dynamite, Late Night Dynamite, would be from 8 o'clock all the way to midnight. So we're going 5 hours, 5 to 4 hours. The main event would be a Devil's Bullet match for the World Championship, and it would be similar to like an Ultimate X match, but with straps to both opponents. So it's an Ultimate X strap match, and Patrick Clark Jr. wins. And now folks, the final month in this little video, November 2022. The event is AEW Full Gear Winter is Coming. The main event is where it all began. Kenny Omega vs. The Dream, Patrick Clark Jr. one final time, locked inside a steel cage for the World Championship, and Patrick Clark Jr. wins this match because why not? So there you go, that's my 1 year of AEW fantasy booking. This was basically me putting the Velveteen Dream in AEW for like a calendar year. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you guys want me to do another fantasy booking 1 year video, I will happily do that. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell, and I'll see you all in the next video. Toodaloo! Oh man, I wish I was in AEW. Well, too bad, WWE Money in the Bank briefcase. You can't jump ship. You have the WWE logo in your name. Oh man! That was my funny joke to end this video.